So hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Faces of Semmelweis. I'm Daniel Rodmer, and today we have a very special guest. Hello Machidmaa.
Hi Danny.
How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Great,
How are you?
great. Oh, I'm doing fine, thanks. Let us know about yourself a little bit, the life before you become a student in Semmelweis University. Please let us know about it.
So I'm from Mongolia,
Yes.
and I've been there my whole life for 18 years, and I came here after graduation, and yeah, basically I came here when I was 18, and now I'm in fourth year of the university, and I'm majoring in physiotherapy.
That's great. So how did you find this university? How did you know about it? Did you do any research before you come here, or any recommendation was in the way for that?
So in our high school, usually some teachers, if they think that you're possible, you have the chance to, they recommend some programs and scholarships that you could apply to.
Yes.
And one of them was this Hungarian Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. So I came here through scholarship. And before that, I didn't really know much about Hungary. I mean, I knew it existed.
Yes.
But that's how I basically found out about the country first. And then in my application, I found that there were two universities that I wanted to apply. First was Debrecen, and then second was Semmelweis. And I just thought maybe I'll weigh out the pros and cons depending on my preference, and I chose Semmelweis because it was more in the big city.
That's great. That's great. How do you find that student lives here? If you want to describe Semmelweis in one word, let's say.
In one word, it's difficult because there's many mixed feelings for me. So I'll just say mixed.
Yes.
Because there are so many positive feelings, and at times you can't help it but find yourself feeling not so great.
Okay.
Yeah, but overall, the student life here is great. If you take best advantage of it, there's clubs, the student unions of universities provide everything possible for you, clubs and extracurriculars. Or even if you don't really enjoy that, there's so many in the city, there's so many activities you can do.
How did you find that this is going to be your career, or this is the career that you chose in your life? How did you find physiotherapy?
So in my high school, I studied chemistry and biology, which were the main, we could call it AP courses. So I was basically thinking from high school that I'll maybe pursue something in medicine. But I didn't actually wanted to pursue medicine because I felt like it was not too far from people, from real life, but I wanted to be able to interact with patients in real life and talk to them rather than just look at papers and work on my own, because I wanted to see the patient instead of the problem that they bring up or the condition that they have. I wanted to see the patient as an individual. So I want to talk to them more and find out about their background, mental health or social life and everything, because they all affect the condition, I think. They all affect the physical health. So I want to take a patient as a whole person, not just a condition. So I thought physiotherapy would be very close in that way, because I also really enjoyed moving my body in every way. So
far in the fourth year, do you have any kind of consideration that what will you do in the future after you finish your physiotherapy?
From looking at that, you can guess kind of that physiotherapy is not so popular in Mongolia, because I, who studied chemistry and biology, who wanted to go into a medical school, didn't know about physiotherapy. So in Mongolia, it's really not so known.
So you're thinking to go back maybe?
I really want to go back, and I'm planning to go back.
Interesting.
And it's not because I really want to think about the financial aspect, because as I said, it's not so known, it's not so popular. So following that, the salary is not so good. But still, I want to go back and kind of make it known and help people in that way, because physiotherapy is just seen as a masseur or someone who just works with elder patients in rehab, and that's it.
So you will be the foundation of this field of study in Mongolia. That's great goal. So have you had any difficulties to reaching to University of Semmelweis during examination? How was the evaluation system? I mean, like, you think that it was easier compared to other universities, or they have had one of those qualified exams for the entrances?
I personally think Semmelweis is pretty hard to get into. So the first evaluation is when I sent my motivational essay and my high school grades and some other documents, but the most important thing was the essay and also language score, whether it be IELTS or TOEFL. And this language is really important if you want to study in English. And the second thing is high school grades. I'm not really sure about how much percentage of it is like depends on the high school grades. But the second evaluation was written exam. And it was pretty hard, actually. I think the most important thing when taking this exam is to manage your time.
Oh, that's
because
great.
it's like, for me, it was 8 pages of like full exam in 2 hours, and I couldn't like finish it fully. And the third one is basically the school decides whether they want to accept you by interview if they want. Personally, I didn't get interview because I was first rejected, and I got into waitlist. Not really rejected, but I got waitlisted. So I was really thinking, oh, okay, that's not gonna work. And then I was actually enrolled in dentistry back in home.
Oh.
And then after like a month in July, they said, oh, you got in, by the way. And that's when I...
Lucky,
that's how I got in. So the most difficult part is for me the exam, the written exam. And time management is really important.
So it's just like one of the tools you're suggesting to the students that's going to be really effective for the examination. Semmelweis University. That's great. Time management. Guys, please listen. These are the advices from the best. So during your studies, have you had any challenges or difficulties? Or I'm just asking, like, do you like any challenges or difficulties in your way to the your career and things like that?
In the moment, the challenges never seem great. I just want to like finish or get over it as soon as possible. And also in the moment, it feels like you're not even gonna get through it. And so many times I felt like just quitting. I was calling my parents, okay, what if I just quit it and come home and try to see their reaction, and if they would just be so open to it, I would just feel so relieved. But actually that never happens, because you have to just keep persevering. And actually after the challenges, it seems like, wow, that was not so bad, because there's another challenge that's bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all the difficulties, usually a lot of people just like making some... Oh, do you have any habits or something that can cope your stress or like challenges? Like, do you think that is going to be also effective?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I have some tools, because as Semmelweis students, I think it's really hard like from the get-go, from the first semester, because there's anatomy and all the other subjects.
Anatomy, God.
Yeah, and it just hits you in the face the moment that you get into your first day. So I would say first thing first is set goals. And of course, I think the goals would be similar for most of the students here. Like get good grades or decent grades. If not good, just pass every subject. I think passing every subject is more important than getting good grades on everything. Personally, I think that. And second thing is set priorities. Because so priority, the word is actually comes from the word first. It means first. So if you think about setting priorities, you can't just think about so many things. You have to think about maximum 3 things, because like the most attention of you goes to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you put most of your attention to one thing, that's gonna be successful. But if you spread it out, for example, social life, of course you have to put some time into it, but I would say depending on your priorities, you can't just give equal attention and focus and effort into everything, because that's just gonna spread you thin. So I'd say set priorities and plan. Plan is the third thing, and Google Calendar is a really good friend for you.
Yeah, everybody uses it.
And plan every month, like depending on the priorities every month, and put your schedule into the Google Calendar, because that's gonna take a lot of stress out of you, because now you see what you're supposed to do, your tasks, your to-do list, and your assignments. So just getting things out of your head is really important. So I would say also fourth thing is journaling. If you're stressed,
that's perfect.
Journaling, it's really good.
Well, do you have any extracurricular activities? Like, I'm just asking, like, any other skills, like, for example, in sport, in, let's say, arts, do you do something as extra skills or something?
Yeah, I'm not enrolled in much clubs.
Yeah.
But I do...
I mean, like, since childhood, it can be counted. I mean, just say in general, like...
I used to go to volleyball.
Yes, that's
practice,
great.
And I think that's...
What was the position?
Setter.
Oh, that's nice.
Did you play?
Yeah, I was attacker. Yeah.
What were your positions?
I was attacker, staying in the back, receiver and attack. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
good times.
Volleyball, checker.
Yes.
Checker?
Yes. That's nice.
I used to be good at checker. I still don't know chess, but checker, and what else? Volleyball and checker. Sometimes
that's great.
Small things I don't even remember. I used to do things on my own a lot, just study on my own, make art on my own. I used to paint and draw. Now not so much. And now what I do outside school is work out, cook. I love to cook.
Wow.
And just daily house stuff. And if I want to get out of the house, go hiking, go traveling.
Oh, that's
road
nice.
Trips. Yeah.
Great.
And Budapest is great because the whole road trip and the whole transport system is...
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for mentioning that. Great transport here. Do you like to work here, like in Hungary, or just like you have consideration to go in the world, explore more? What do you think about that?
I have my options open.
Yes.
And Semmelweis is great for that because Semmelweis is pretty much known everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's accepted and respected in a lot of places. So the hardest thing is gonna be just your choice, like how you're gonna choose where to go, which place to go, where to work, which expertise you want to practice. So personally, I want to practice sports physiotherapy because, as I said, I love sports and sports.
Wow. Sports physiotherapy is the thing is most common in physiotherapy. I mean, like for the masters, a lot of students, if I'm not mistaken, going for sports physiotherapy. That's great.
Yeah, because there's some emotional aspects, I think. Because for me personally, I found that working with older patients and working with kids, working with neurology patients, they're really difficult because...
So it's just like getting more open and more open. You just like seeing more things, like you're going for work.
Definitely you should do that. Definitely you should see every kind of patients, every kind of conditions and fields. But personally, I'm too much empathetic to work with them for now, let's say. Yeah.
That's great.
And also I want to do some content creation or educational content through Instagram, and I'm doing that right now. It's in Mongolian language.
Oh, that's great.
So I think it's gonna be great because there's not many pages like this in the Mongolian language.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, good luck. I think you're going to just nail it. So, we're running to the end of the podcast. I just want to ask you, first of all, thank you
Thank you too.
for joining, and it was a great pleasure. I just want to ask you, do you have any final quote or advice? It can be from you or any famous quotes that you wanted to mention to our viewers back home. We would be glad to hear it.
Yes, I have one.
Yeah.
So
please.
Your better days are right now. Your better days are today. So you can't just wait for some kind of perfect day to, let's say, to enjoy your time or even start something that you wanted to start. So yeah, today is your day, and you're never going to be this young. You're never going to be this youthful. So just start today.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So beautiful. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us, and have a good day with another Faces of Semmelweis. See you.